What is up, everybody? It is Sunday afternoon. This is the comic books and collectibles special that we've been doing on 3 Men in the Basement. I'm so happy to be here. We got a lot of stuff planned for you, but first, you got to watch our fantastic intro.
There's nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
There we go. That's our intro. We're ready to go.
Ooh,
Bam!
nice,
We hit it, right?
I love that one. I think it's my favorite.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Shout out to Justin when he did that. So, what is up, everybody? Welcome to 3 Men in the Basement. This is our Sunday Fun Day comics and cartoon special. We have a very special guest, Matt Forge.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? We're gonna give a little intro, talk to him for a little bit. We've got some unboxings to do. But before we get started, we want to talk about Rocket Comics. And Rocket Comics has got their new program for their COA stuff. Also, they've got some the COAs are very, very cool. And we've also done a little video so you guys can check it out. So, Dave, why don't you show that little video we made up for them?
That was nice,
awesome,
man.
There you go. See what happens when you mess around a little bit. So, what's really cool is Rocket Comics is still open. CGC is still open. They are submitting books, pressing books, getting everything ready for it. So, any information that you want about Rocket Comics will be in our description. It's there. You guys all know about it. So, as always, I am Everett Otto coming to you back from Cell Block Grotto. Unfortunately, I don't have the cranky Canadian next to me. He's hanging out at the pub. Cranky Canadian, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? Holding it down here at the Carrot Chill Pub in the laundry room. Want to shout out my little homage back here. You guys see that book? It's a little bright.
Yeah.
10 years ago today, we lost Guru to cancer, my favorite MC of all time. Here's the hip-hop variant of my favorite Gangstar album of all time. So,
all right. Cheers to him. And, as we always say, F cancer. We've lost a lot of people to that.
That's right.
So, as running the show tonight, producing, we got Dave in the Cave. What's up?
Sweating bullets here in New Jersey. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody? Dave in the Cave in the building. Hey, just happy to do it.
That's right. I'm happy you're here, man. I'm happy you're here running the show. And we have Mr. Matt Forge himself. Matt's been a great supporter of the show. He's launched his own channel. He had a great time. He's got knowledge, good deals. We're always talking about where to find good deals. And I always like to say, hanging out with smarter people is what makes me relatively smart. As my old man used to say. He used to say, Everett, he goes, "You're not smart, you're half smart," which makes you half smarter than the rest of the population. So I'll take it. So Matt, thank you very much for joining us today, man. How'd you do on your show last night? I thought it was great. I think you killed it.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here. I can't wait to do this with you guys. I just want to have fun with it. So, and same thing with last night. Me and Jay, the Butcher, I think he's in the live chat there.
Yep.
We just have fun, man. We were like, we'll just see how many people show up. And it was great. There was like 10, 12 people the whole time. I think at one point it was like 15. We thought we were going to get like 5 people.
Right.
We figured we were going to have to do only like 30 minutes. And we ended up going like an hour, and it was good, man. It was a lot of people had fun. I really appreciate everybody that came out and just hung out with us. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad. So, a lot of the same people probably watching last night. Roger, who do we have in the live chat hanging out with us?
We got Knights of the Ren, Sith Lordly, the Butcher. He did a great job last night.
Yeah, he was great.
Brick Hunter, CK3 Comics, DK. JD Comics, Christopher Briggs, the Ghost Rider.
Nice.
There you go. See if I missed the name of J Salsa 23. Don't
The
know if I
usual
missed anybody else,
suspects.
but
Yeah, there we go. Nice. I'm sure we've got Nemesis Prime lurking in the back.
Nerdy
And,
father.
doing this.
There you go. First
Nerdy
timer.
father.
Thanks,
Yep.
Nerdy
Yeah,
Father.
thank you very much, man. That makes our day.
Right.
Thanks you
Good
very much
stuff.
for making our day. You know, I do want to do a little public service announcement. I just want to talk and say, you know, with the COVID-19 situation that we're in, or crisis, and there are a few people in my circle of friends and family who are dealing with this, unfortunately. And so if you have 5 seconds, you know, say a good thought, send some good vibes to all those people out there that are dealing with this. The world will come back to normal eventually, but there are some people that are affected by it, and more importantly, their families. So cheers to you guys. My positive thoughts are going out to you. And when we get through this, you know, it'll all be better. We'll all be sitting around the campfire enjoying ourselves. So guys, this is a show that I started like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I thought it would be really fun to talk about comics and cartoons that we grew up to. Okay. And so I asked a bunch of the guys what were their favorite cartoons, and a lot of the stuff was similar. So there are some things that we wanted to talk about, and we're going to wrap that up into comics. But I do want to ask Matt, as a collector, what was the first thing like you ever started collecting? You said when you bought one, now I got to buy another one. Now I got to buy another one.
Okay.
What was it?
So probably early 90s is when I started collecting. And,
okay.
That was my cousin Guy Forge. He got me into it. And I remember going to, I think it was like CVS or Cumberland Farms. They had the spinner racks.
Yeah.
And he's buying all the stuff that he usually buys, Spider-Man, Superman stuff. And I'm like, you know, looking around. He's like, what do you like? And I'm looking around. I'm a couple years younger than him. Yeah. And I came across Punisher. It was like Punisher Armory, I think was the issue. I think it was like, is it War Journal Armory? I think it was Armory. And that hooked me. I went through that book like 100 times. And that kind of jump started it. And after that, I was kind of enamored by kind of the superpowers and the superheroes and just like the art. I guess even then, at that time, I was looking at the art on the cover, like, wow, look at this. It's crazy. It just like mesmerized me. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what got me into it, the Punisher. Yeah. Definitely like the 2099 stuff, because those covers were so cool.
Yeah,
I love those covers. I used to grab them all. So that's kind of what started me. That's kind of what started me going in it. Yeah.
And then like, when did you like, okay, so you're buying the comic books and stuff like that. And then when are you like starting to bag and board your stuff? A few years later or right off the bat?
No. Okay. So it was actually recently. So I shouldn't even say that. Let me go back. Even at that age, we were putting them in the Ziploc bags, right?
Nice.
Okay. Ziploc bag, and then in like a Tupperware, all right?
Yeah.
So, wow. So kind of like a short box, but no boards, all right? But I went back to like most of my first comics are in still really good condition.
Yeah.
And then I would start, then I started actually going to comic shops for the next few years. And there was one right in town with me. Jay mentioned it last night. We talked about the Looney Bin in Eastchester, New York.
Oh, I love it.
And it was great. And I knew the owner. He was actually
Looney
Bin. And he was actually my soccer coach at the time back then. So I knew him. So I was always in there. And those are obviously were all bagged and boarded. And I would just sit there for hours flipping through. And sometimes I would only buy like one thing, but I would look through every book in the store. Like, he's like, you just look through them all. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm going to look through them again. So
yeah, right.
Might have missed something.
Yeah. So I did that for a few years. And then probably like high school, I kind of faded out of collecting them a little bit.
Of course. Yep.
Still was always into, the superheroes, right?
Yep.
The movies and, all that was great. When the Spider-Man, when that hit the first live action, that was like, holy crap. Like, this is, like, look at this. It's on the big screen. I mean, there was movies before that, but that was like the first, for me at least, was like the first time I was like, wow, this is Marvel right on the big screen, And it wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I really got back into it seriously.
Really?
I always followed it, all throughout the years, but I had a long stretch in there where I don't want to get into too much detail, but I had I had a really rough go of things, and it kind of was something towards the tail end that got me back into it.
Good. Okay.
And with my cousin Guy, and we hold a special relationship, and it revolves around comics, and that kind of brings up a lot of nostalgia and emotion.
Right.
So it's pretty. So that kind of dove me back into it, and then I just really started getting into the hobby and really more of the enthusiast aspect of it, as opposed to just like, oh, this is such a cool story, such a cool cover, I love that character. Now the grading and all that, keeping books in a certain way, the cleaning and the pressing of the books, I really dove into that. And yeah, it's been great. And the community is amazing. I mean, you guys are
it's
great.
amazing. It's amazing. Before I got into Instagram, I had 2 slabbed books and I cracked them both.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, because I wanted to read them, you know, and I was like, oh my God. So
wow.
That's funny. So you're full board into it now. You know,
so I went head first, and you know, I made a bunch of rookie mistakes, but I learned pretty quick. I'm a pretty quick study, and I really delved into the, you know, because obviously the storylines and the characters, that's just love, right? But you got to know a little bit of how it works, you know, like on the dollars and cents side. So I figured out that early on. I you know, like I said, I made some mistakes, but then I started figuring out prices and stuff, how to kind of have an eye for what you're buying and how much you're paying and how not to get duped. And so I learned that lesson pretty quick. That's what I focused on at first, because I didn't want to be buying things that were overpriced or, you know, had, you know, something cut out. I learned all those lessons.
Oh my God. You know, when I started looking at the big Hulk 181, you know, the value stamp cut out. You're this, you're that, you know, you're kind of all over the place. And, you know, I don't want to go into too much of my history, but really it was Instagram that really got me into it, because I wasn't using Facebook. And then actually a teenager was like, Mr. Hillman, you should be into Instagram. And I checked it out, and then all of a sudden I hashtagged like comic books. And that just got me full board into it. And then like one day, like 4 or 5 years ago, I had some extra tickets to Rhode Island Comic-Con. I woke Roger up at like 8:30 on a Saturday. I'm like, hey dude, grab Brandon. We're going to go to a Rhode Island Comic-Con. He's like, I'm not going to go. Go ahead, Rod, you say it. Now he's like, yeah, my first one.
Yeah, road trip. He says, I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Next to following you, we were in freaking dress. We were dressed up.
Yeah, a year later.
Downhill ever since.
Right, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So that's awesome, Matt. So you're definitely full board into it, man. I'm
hooked.
I looked to you for a lot of information. I thank you for that. So, you know, it's
likewise.
Great
I look at you. You know, you guys have built. I can always learn something, right? All of us. You know, I got plenty to learn. Trust me. I'm not even. Even Jay has days more knowledge than I do. He's been doing this a lot longer than me, but you know, I try to learn. I try to help where I can, and that's what makes the community great.
That's what makes the community great.
Most people, everyone's sharing, everyone's trying to build each other up and just make them a better collector. You know, so it's great. I love
awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good. So I do want to keep this to our topics. I just want to talk about a couple cartoons that we watched as a kid, and you know, one of the cartoons that I always loved was Space Ghost. I couldn't get enough of Space Ghost. I thought Space Ghost was so cool. You know, 1966, Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera was so unique with all their different characters. I really dug it. And then, you know, when they did that relaunch of all the Hanna-Barbera characters, I couldn't get enough of those books, man. I absolutely loved the Hanna-Barbera stuff. And I don't know about you guys in the live chat, but if that was something that you enjoyed, give me a shout out, because there's some other things that other cartoons that I loved. And with Space Ghost, it was funny when they did the Space Ghost After Dark, when he became the comedian, right, on Cartoon Network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that? I didn't like it. I'm like, this isn't what Space Ghost is like. Yeah, this is wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So I got all bent.
Didn't Alex Ross do a Space Ghost cover? I feel like I've seen that. I feel like I've seen it. I don't know where I've seen it. But.
Yeah, no, you've seen it. Alex Ross did an amazing Space Ghost thing. And I'll tell you, I've subliminally been bugged the kids about, hey, we should dress up as Space Ghost. We should dress up as Space Ghost for a cosplay.
Nice.
And they're like, no. And I'm like, my youngest, Roger's godson, my youngest, Cristiano. I'm like, Cristiano, you could be the monkey. He goes, I don't want to be a monkey.
Just about to say that.
Yeah, right. So absolutely loved Space Ghost. So I'm going to turn it over to Dave. Dave, what was one of the cartoons that you dug as a kid?
I'm just going to show it, and I think everybody's going to agree. Oh,
look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Mandatory. Yep. I can hear the theme song in my head right now.
Oh, you really can, you know?
I haven't been able to get it out in the last few days.
Oh my God. But I think for me, I mean, for at least for this, it's a little bit bigger than me, because one of the biggest reasons we got Disney Plus was for the kids. And of course, me being the uber geek that I am, the first thing that I queued up when we got it was that. And when my now 8-year-old sits down and my now 4-year-old sits down, and they start, you know, peppering me with questions and like, why are they in a mall shopping? Aren't they superheroes? And it's like, yeah, but they're running away from that big Sentinel guy. And they're like, why? And like, you know, well, they're not wearing their superhero clothes, but they are. They don't know they are yet. But it's just funny from that perspective. And like, for me, like, I know that I'm like inching them ever closer into the community, which is great.
Right, little by little.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take any wins that I can get. So yeah, that's a big one.
I do want to say one win as you're bringing that up. So my oldest, Everett Joseph, he's not into comic books, but he's into the superhero stuff. He likes the MCU and stuff like that, but he does love Star Wars. And the other day I saw him reading Kylo Ren 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh.
And I almost like a tear came to my eye. I'm like, are you reading that? He's like, nice. Yeah, I'm on the third issue. I go, do you know how to read a comic? He goes, Dad. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, you're reading a comic, like, so I do want to just throw that out right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I would.
Peter LaDuca, is that for real?
Oh, that would be great.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. So, and then I went around, in our text messages, and I asked Roger what was one of his favorite cartoons, and this one popped up. Yes.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. And was this on your list too, Matt? Was that?
It was. Yeah, that was on
mine too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Love that. I bought the box set recently. I actually, at our swap, I just bought the first appearance of Thundercats from Ink Jedi.
Yeah, you swiped right out from under me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you snooze, you lose. And what's funny is I got a new office at work, and I've been finding stuff to decorate it. Try to keep it a little classy, and I have Lion-O and Snarf in our living room. And my wife says, "How about you bring those to work?" And no. Snarf is staying right where he is.
Yeah, that's good. I think. What do you guys think this would translate better as? A live action cartoon like a Spider-Verse? Or do you think this would be so an animated movie is my point, or a live action film? What would this translate better into, you guys? Like if they were to reboot it, and we'll go around the whole thing. I think they should keep it in an animated medium. Okay. I think they should keep it in an animated medium, like Into the Spider-Verse. Dave, what do you think they should do with Thundercats? How live action or animated?
100% agree with you. It has to be animated. And if it was animated like Edge of Spider-Verse, whoa, that would be crazy.
That would be good, right?
Yep.
Matt, what about you?
Yeah, 100% agree with Dave. I mean, to have that as live action, I don't know if I could take that seriously. I don't think I could. It would look strange. But I mean, after Spider-Verse, I mean, it shows that you could have animated and it'd be a killer movie. So,
Yep. Right. Rod, what about you?
I don't care as long as they do something.
Yeah,
they do something, right?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And as long as they stay true to the cartoon as we know it and don't try to do nothing crazy with it.
Yeah. So it seems in the poll, everybody's saying animated, You know what I think would be great? Could you imagine being in a Dolby surround sound theater and you're hearing Thundercats, just blowing up in Dolby surround sound and your seats are shaking. I mean, if that doesn't bring you back to your childhood, I don't know what happened to you.
Yeah, that would be really dope.
Yeah,
that would be really dope.
That would be unbelievable to see.
The intros, you remember, it's like that throws you right back when you see the intros of any of these cartoons. Oh my God.
Yep.
It's like your brain instantly goes back.
Just the one picture of the
just
sword
the one
picture of his eyes. That's all you need.
The Sword of Omens,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then you throw, as long as Snarf doesn't become a Jar Jar Binks kind of character, I think it would be good. But you've got so many characters, and then you think about, the A-list actors and actresses that would play these characters. Like, you think of Mumra as a villain. Like when I rate my top 5 or 10 villains, you know what I mean? Mumra's got to be, if you take, here's what I want to say. If you take your favorite DC villain, you take your favorite Marvel villain, you take your favorite Star Wars villain, you take your maybe favorite animated villain, him and Cobra Commander would be, up there for me at least, So Mumra wasn't a nice guy.
No, he's just weak.
Right, exactly. So
low stamina.
Yeah, really. Sometimes like me on a Saturday night, right? After a couple Tito's. So
there you go. Derek Edge gets it.
Thundercats. There you go.
And then it seemed in our conversation that this came up, and of course, this is a classic right here, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Before they all died.
Right. It was. It's funny you say that, Roger, because when I was looking for pictures to pull up, there is if you type in Transformers G1 animated movie, somebody did a picture of all the Transformers that died in the movie. Ironhide, like all of them that died were there. And I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't want to show that because I didn't want to, I pay homage to the dead as far as that goes, but I wanted to keep it with the positive. And this is just unbelievable, right? Like Transformers, just fantastic, something that we all love. And I think that we can all go around. And you know what? I'd love to see this as, a remake cartoon, because I think we've seen the Michael Bays and all of them. And it's been great to see it. Trust me, when I saw the first Transformers, and I saw all, like, there has been some bad Transformers movies. Let's put it that way. But still, a bad Transformers movie is still bots transforming, blowing up stuff, right, guys? I mean,
100%.
Yep,
right,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I thought that was really neat. And this was something that came up too. And this was I'm going to show this one. And this was a lot of fun to see.
Inspector Gadget. There you
go.
Man.
Now this was Dave's guy. So Dave, tell us a little bit about Inspector Gadget when you were a kid. What enamored you about it so much?
You know what? This is the quintessential me eating a bowl of cereal at 8:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning. That's what it was. And
100%.
It was I don't know. It's just one of those things. As soon as we were talking about it in the chat, you're like, oh yeah, what were the cartoons that you really watched, when you were growing up? And it seems like we had a lot of common, but this one for me, I mean, this takes me back to the couch at like 8 years old. So
yeah, awesome. Awesome. So I did want to bring up one of my favorites. And that was the Herculoids.
Yes. I was going to say that. I was going to ask you if you knew that one. Yes.
Oh my God. This is right up my alley. The Herculoids was fantastic for me. And actually I should have brought it with me. I've got like this bootleg Herculoids figure that was like made in like, I don't know. It wasn't even China. It was probably like Indonesia or something. And when I got the first one, I looked at my brother, Brett. I go, I think there's more out there. He goes, what are you thinking? He goes, I got to buy them all now. He goes, dude, don't go down that rabbit hole, So absolutely love the
especially their crossover with Space Ghost.
Yes, right.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, this was great comic book stuff, and they had when they redid that, I was gobbling that up, reading it, and I really enjoyed it. So I just want to give a shout out to Hanna-Barbera and the Herculoids, and just as much fun it was. And they were just trying to survive with being a group of family and, all the things that they had.
They got no nipples.
And they got Jay said that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's right. And then there was one more, and I brought this one up because I don't know if anybody remembered it, but I think this would translate into a good live action movie, because who doesn't love a guy in a blue costume with a dog, right? Blue Falcon and Dynamite, right?
Wow.
This was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yes,
this was obviously a takeoff on, Batman and, Dynamite. Dynamite was bionic. He could, his arms, he was kind of like an Inspector Gadget character, Dynamite was always getting him into trouble. Blue Falcon was always coming out. There was a commissioner. Their villains were very quirky, but this I think was a cartoon that kind of got lost in it. But I wanted to show this because this was a good part of my childhood. And as far as one of the cartoons that I always watched. So, we got 40 people hanging out with us for 25 minutes.
Look at
that.
We got
some new names in here, Rod. Rod, who do we have for some new names in here? I don't notice a few of them.
We got Bayou Boy Entertainment, Brick Hunter, Anthony Debo, Mr. Unknown Comic Guy, Comics Unlimited. I think Comics Unlimited made a comment about the first book he ever bought was The Killing Joke, and he still has that book.
Really?
That's cool.
A great. Yeah. Peter DeLuca says, really hope HBO does Green Lantern justice. So cool, underrated character. Yeah, absolutely. The Green Lantern Corps, the way they do everything and all of them. I'd love to see it. It was Green Lantern's great. All of them. The Lanterns are great characters. John Stewart. I'd like to see John Stewart actually come back. So I'd like to see something live action with him. I think would be really cool. Just good stuff right there. So we got a lot of people hanging out with us. That is awesome.
Hey, Otto, I got two more that I didn't mention to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cartoons. I don't know if you guys remember Mask. Do you remember Mask?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. And
Mask would be fantastic. I actually have those toys. I have an old beat up, a few of the old beat up toys I bought when I was a kid. I have the there was a big rig, right? There was a big semi.
There was a big rig. There was a bunch of car with the wings, and you had the helicopter that turned into the plane. I think that was. And then another one I used to watch, Captain Planet. No.
Yeah,
Captain Planet. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Dave remembers.
Earth, wind, fire, water.
Yep.
Really? It was so
cheesy.
I didn't watch Captain Planet.
Oh
was
my
he
God.
one character, or did like groups of people turn into him, or what was his backstory?
It was the 5 kids that had rings, and they had to all point their rings in the same area that would summon him, and he would come swoop down, and he would save the day.
I think I have a couple of the comic books for him. I don't know if there was a long run. I think I have 1 or 2. Yeah.
Right.
Dig him.
Yeah, and G.I. Joe definitely made definitely made it, but by the time I was done it over, and you know what? I have been watching, I'm gonna get in trouble for when I say this, but I have been watching older episodes of G.I. Joe because Hasbro released them all on YouTube, and they are good. And I would almost borderline say it's better than the Transformers animated series. So I might catch a little flack for that. I mean, as a Prime myself, I might catch a little flack, but with all the different characters in the G.I. Joe cartoon, it's good. It was good. Fun to watch, you know.
I hope they do these movies right coming up, like Snake Eyes. I don't know if you guys are following.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean that's
nothing.
They got to do something right.
Yeah, not for nothing. I actually hope they do another G.I. Joe live action movie.
Whenever
that's on, I watch it. I mean,
I do too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of terrible, but I mean, whatever.
But you still watch it, right? Otto, you talked about, I think that like one of the last times, like what's a movie that it's so bad, but you have to watch it when it's
train wrecks, right? You know.
Oh yeah, I'd love them to do a good G.I. Joe live action. Like really, I mean, second one was not terrible. The first one,
right?
I hope they do something. I hope they do something right with Snake Eyes.
What's her name? The Baroness. Really, I forgot the actress who played the Baroness in the first one, but she was
Sienna Miller, I think is her name.
Yeah. Oh my God, she was so hot. But anyway, that was like the only, you know, I'd like to, and I did actually think the backstory between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes was good. I kind of like that, you know. So, we got Gary driving in the car. There we go. He's hanging out with us.
What's up?
Yeah. Nice. He's we got Rudy Tayatuge hanging out. If I said that right, sorry for butchering your name. So, Raj, any other cartoons that you'd like to see come out there?
I was never a G.I. Joe fan.
Okay.
Really? Not because I hated it, I just never watched it. One I gave you that you didn't bring up was Woody Woodpecker.
That's right. I apologize.
I love Woody Woodpecker, man. I even quote some of his stuff at work on a daily basis.
Right. What are some of his good quotes? Like, what does he say? Like,
well, there's always it was one of my favorite episodes, and me and my brother used to get a kick out of it, is when he won like Lotto and the
Woody Woodpecker did.
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker won a bunch of money, and the goon knew that he won this money, so he's like, you're gonna go on this trip, and every time he like flew him somewhere, he didn't really fly him. You know, and then he put him in this hotel that was like a cardboard cutout. And every time Woody Woodpecker did something, the guy would put his hand out, and it was the same guy to get all this money.
Yeah.
And throughout the entire show, there was like a narrator, and he would poke his head in and say, if Woody had just gone to the police, none of this would have happened.
Really?
So it's one of those things that I say, and people either get it or they look at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right. But that's funny though. So But Raj, we could definitely say that in our life, right? Like between our kids and everything we do. If you would have done it right the first time, this never would have happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're right. I got to bring up what TiVo just said here. The PSAs, right?
Yes.
And what did they always end with? And knowing is half the battle, right?
Yeah. So, you know what it is? That there's so many cartoons that all of us grew up with. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig. I mean, Jesus.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yeah, all of those.
We could do a whole show on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends with all the cameos in it. And God, I used to watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And I would have like baseball practice. When I was a kid, it used to be on, like, I remember it being on at like 10:30 when I was a kid, because that would be like the last cartoon, like 10:30, about 11 o'clock, it would transition over to wrestling and stuff. And I remember my baseball practice was like, it started at 11, and I would watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends till the last possible minute. And then I would sprint to the park for baseball practice because I didn't want to miss anything, you know? And TiVo always jokes about how Wolverine has got the British accent versus the Canadian accent and stuff like that. Very funny, you know? Gary, you're absolutely right, Gary. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Batman Brave and the Bold.
Turtles.
Man, I'll tell you right now, I can watch Batman Brave and the Bold all the time. And what was really cool, I just want to give somebody a shout out right here. Batman Bandier, if I'm saying that right.
Bandier.
They in the last episode of season 1 of Harlequin. I forgot the guy's name who voiced Batman and Batman Brave and Bold. He played Batman in that, you know.
Was it Kevin Conroy?
It's not Kevin Conroy. I can't think of the guy's name. Somebody in the live chat can help me out. The Batman who played Batman Brave and Bold, and I think he might be at Terrificon. He was at a show. I can't think of it anyway. But let's just spend 5 minutes on this. Since Harlequin season 2 has started, Roger, what are we on? Episode 3?
I watched 2. I don't know if 3's out
2.
yet.
Okay, so we're on. So, are we all watching that? Matt, are you watching the Harlequin animated series?
I am not. I didn't start. It's something I wanted to watch though.
Yeah, you should. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. And there was a great scene where King Shark was going nuts. He was like hungry, and then they were into like this. There was a bunch of henchmen and goons, and King Shark just comes around and bites the head off one of the characters. Right? It was unbelievable. You're like, and it was so. And there's obviously it was just so hilarious the way that they did it. Oh, Diedrich Bader, yes, Diedrich Bader did it. Yeah. And so just Harlequin. If you want to talk about a good cartoon right now, a good animated series to watch,
I got it.
Just don't watch it with your kids.
No, oh my God, no.
Figured that,
no, it's definitely like
the language and the brutality.
Yo, it's unbelievable, and the topics too. And it's not just like killing people. There's like, there's just the sex talk is just so funny, man. And then Kite Man is a great character.
Kite Man is the man.
Kite Man. Can you imagine? Listen to this. In this day and age, right, with comic books enthusiasts that we are, a cartoon took a C-rated villain like Kite Man, and we're talking about him. See, it's
that's
crazy.
what it does.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I also think that's the animated world where you can bring a lot of those characters to life, and maybe give them some shine that they would have never gotten anywhere else. So
I think it adds to the humor too.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
It's genius writing,
Yep. Oh yeah. Could you imagine who's the villain in the next Batman movie?
With them, seriously.
Yeah.
It's Kite Man.
Yeah, Kite Man is the next villain in a $3 billion movie. That would be absolutely unbelievable. Kivo's bringing up midnight cartoons, Spawn on HBO, the older stuff too. I mean, it was all fun stuff to watch, man. All really, really good stuff. So that's awesome, man. I'm glad we were able to talk about some stuff and talk about cartoons.
Obi-Wan Kenobi brought up challenge of the Super Friends.
Yeah, we loved it. That was my staple. That was my staple, and that's kind of what I got into it. Yep. And me, Bernie 1869, aka Shortbox Bernie, we're trying to get our Legion of Doom characters, and we still haven't decided on what we're good. No, Kite Man is a level Z character. Right. But the fact is we're talking about
We've raised him from a Z to like
who knows his first appearance?
I don't even know that, man. You got me. So yeah, man, I just wanted to just keep talking about this for a little bit, and we did talk about a lot of cartoons, but we do have some comics that we're going to talk about. So we're going to take a little break right now. Everybody rest their vocal cords. Dave's got a little bit of we got another commercial we're going to pop off. So everybody, let's take like a 90-second break and regroup, okay?
Hey,
everybody, if you have a bar in your house, you should have that.
That's cool.
Right there you go. Right there we go.
I don't have a bar in my house, but I have coasters, I guess.
Listen, that's right. You should own those coasters because, and you know what? They're right. There we go. And they're not flimsy, guys. Let's get it. They've got the hard plastic covering. They're not just the paper coasters that we made up. Also,
33 first Kite Man.
Damn, that's early.
That is early. Oh my God, that is an early book.
Go get it.
Yeah, go get it. It's hot right now.
Go get it right now.
Spec alert.
Yeah, Kite Man. But you know what?
That or Justice League Dark.
Yeah, Justice. Well, it was very funny when we all started talking about that. I text Justin. I said, Justin, what are the two books? And he told me there seems to be a tie. And Dave, what was my response in the live chat? You remember what I said?
Which one?
When we were talking about the Justice League Dark and all the characters.
Oh God, you're like, I can't do it right now.
I can't. And literally in my text message, I said, what am I doing? I can't. ... I just can't. I can't go down that rabbit hole. I do hope it is good. So I think it should be really cool. So
there you go.
All right. So we do have some mail calls, right? And we do have some books that we picked up, and we're gonna start counterclockwise, and we're gonna go with the Cranky Canadian. What have you been getting in, buddy?
First of all, I wanted to show this to Matt. You guys were talking about it yesterday.
Oh,
there it is. Okay.
Someone gave me this because it's the special Kiss edition, and I happen to be a big Kiss fan, and come with the stickers and everything.
That's
sweet. And he found this in his collection, and he's like, "You're a Kiss fan. You want this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll take that."
Nice.
Mentioned this Wizard magazine yesterday on the show.
Yeah, Roger, what year is that? It's got to be like 96, 97. Am I right? Or
that looks pretty clean if it is.
I need cheaters like Everett.
Yeah.
I can't see so good.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Somebody will get us in the
98.
Oh, 98. Okay, right.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's in good shape too.
Yeah, it looks good in the Mylar.
Mylar makes everything look better.
It really does. It's unbelievable.
I'm gonna put myself in Mylar.
From last week, I think it was the whole group of YouTube, the auction with Thorough and those guys, but I think it was on Big Lion Cat's channel. So I bought this as a buy it now from Thorough, and it's a Stephen King Dark Tower J. Scott Campbell variant.
That's dope.
There we go.
I've never seen that before, especially from J. Scott. That's cool. That's really cool.
That is a great looking book. Nice.
So, and I got that, and he sent them with all these.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, freebies.
Yeah, tacked them on there.
Nice.
And then I had to add this one to my collection. I got this on eBay.
Oh, that's cool. You didn't have that one already?
I did not have this one.
That's the Nas, right?
Yeah, it's Nas, Illmatic.
One
of the greatest albums, hip hop.
So how many hip hop variants does that make now for you?
I'm definitely over 100.
Jesus
wow.
Christ.
Wow.
There's not very many. I don't. And as funny as yesterday during the auction on Thorough's page, I bought a lot of Batman books, a lot of like a huge lot, and it was like 30. It was less. It worked out to be about $1.50 a book. Nobody else bid on it.
Wow.
So I was paying for that, and when I came back on, they were at the end of another one, and there's a hip hop variant that's very hard to find. And it was in that lot. And by the time I bid, the timer had already gone off, so I missed out on it. So that was
really.
Kind of and then Spectre Comics. That is, I think that's his IG name and his YouTube name. I bought this off of him. So Strange Tales 133.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's early too, man.
That's early. Yeah. So it looks pretty good shape.
1965.
Holy cow.
Strange Tales 131.
Look at that. That's Ditko greatness right there.
Going back in time. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Strange Tales 127.
Right. Now, this is the area of controversy, right?
Right. Yeah. Because according to this book and some of the websites, it says this is the first appearance of the Eye of Agamotto and the Cloak of Levitation. But if you hit Google, it says like 115 is the first Eye of Agamotto. So
yeah, I was completely off on that too.
Yeah, I don't know what you go by. When I got this from Comic Book Spectre, and he has it written right in the back, first appearance.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if CGC actually pays attention to non-people first appearances on their labels.
They do. They definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
So if you graded that, and it was what they considered, it would say right on it, right?
First appearance of Eye of Agamotto and a Cloak of Levitation.
It's a Silver Surfer 44. That's the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. It actually reads that on the label, so I don't see why it wouldn't say that.
Oh, I never looked it up to see one that was graded to see if it had it. And then this was the last book in that lot, Strange Tales 130. This is the first appearance of the Beatles in a comic book.
Hey,
really?
I just saw that book. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I love those old Strange Tales covers. They're all
I do too.
I don't own any. Well, I do now, but
now you do.
Right.
And comic book Spectre threw these in.
Look at all those Superman, John Byrne Superman.
Very cool.
There you go.
So yeah, I definitely have a lot more books on their way, but the mail between eBay, you would think that I already got my stimulus money by the way I've been spending money on books.
Jay, I think it was Strange Tales 115, I think.
Right. That we were looking up to.
Right. So between some books on eBay, and I bought a whole bunch of books to mount on the wall in my new office at work, and so those will be trickling in over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find out about those frames at Heroes and Hitters for you this week. So
yeah, please.
They're pretty cool.
Because I want something small. It looks kind of clean that I can just throw it on the wall and make like a little
and it's pretty easy to interchange with the covers and stuff like that. So real cool. I love displaying my books. Matt's got his displayed.
Yeah, I bought first Spider-Man, first Superman, first Wonder Woman, first Aquaman, first.
Did you rob a bank?
No, all reprints. Just
okay.
Roger got everybody stimulated.
I was just going to say that. I was just
all of them went to Roger.
I bought all reprints. So I could put them in a frame and mount them on the wall and kind of make them into a nice little pattern. And I thought that would be pretty cool.
Nice. That's awesome. Nice. That's gonna look good.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Yeah, Daniel Ybarra made a good point. He said he thought the first appearance of the Beatles in comics was a Batman book that Neil Adams did. Yes, the Beatles did appear in that book. I don't know exactly what number it is, but that Strange Tales has got to predate that Neil Adams Batman, because that Neil Adams Batman
would be before Neil Adams was drawing.
Well, I mean, I would say that Neil Adams Batman is like mid to early 70s, and that Strange Tales has got to be like 67 or
65. It says
65. Yeah.
Nope, doesn't say it on the label.
So.
Interesting.
That's good pickups. All right. Well, congrats, Raj. You got some old stuff there, man.
Yeah,
nice.
Definitely out of your wheelhouse.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Matt,
you've been saving some stuff?
The Neil Adams Batman was in 1970.
Yeah, 1970, right? So that's
predates it, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely predates. That's what I thought, So, but Matt, you saved a couple of books?
I did. I saved a few.
All right.
One I'm going to show again because I don't think I showed it long enough, and it was actually the gem of everything that I showed last night. So, but I'll show that later. So, I was just before we got on, I was telling Dave, this is the book that I waited like 18 days to get in
really?
from South Carolina, because it was sitting in Jersey distribution center for about 10 days. So this is
hammered.
First, Wendell Vaughn, aka Marvel Boy, becomes and he becomes Quasar later on. So I'm putting together some little spec. Actually, going to do a video about Wendell Vaughn and Quasar.
Nice.
About MCU. Yeah. So I'm collecting those a little bit. So actually, it's really high grade, that one. So I got that one really good. Dave just actually mentioned this. This is First Infinity.
There we go. Look at that. Brilliant minds think alike. Look at that
book.
I've been wanting to get this one for a while, and I was like, I'm just gonna let it cool off.
Definitely.
I bought this a year ago. It was probably like a $200 book. Now it's like,
Yeah, really. Good move.
It's fallen from grace, put it that way.
Yeah. But it's, it has special, that's like something I wanted in the collection forever, Love Silver Surfer, Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos. I mean, it's
sure.
Let's see what's next. This was pretty cool. Just an early Iron Man, number 7. Really good condition, like an 8.0.
Is that a run you're going after? The Iron Man, early Iron Man?
I just kind of I was in an auction. I had bought something else, and I was like, I might as well get something that's cool, throw it in the box, since I'm paying for the shipping anyway. And I knew
love Gladiator as a villain.
Yeah. And it was in really good shape. So I'm like, you know what? It's always good to have old books that are in good shape. So it's just a cool piece of history,
Oh, it is. I like Gladiator. Gladiator was great. He's out of his mind. In the Frank Miller Daredevils, the guy was such a basket case. He doesn't know what he was going through. But that is killer.
Yeah.
The
cool
saw blades.
Yep.
Cool book, though. Good to have, man. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. This is, I don't know how I got this because Gary didn't find it. I actually did.
Oh my God! Look at that, the 6.5.
The only reason you were able to buy it is because
and it was actually like a steal on eBay on an auction. It was like, it's one of those ones where you see it and you're like, I have to bid on this, even though I'm not after it, because it's just going for much lower than it should be going. So
It's one of those
cover looks nice.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, for a 6.5, it actually presents really well. So it's I have a few around this grade right here. So
white page, is that white page? Is that
no,
what I see?
I wish this is actually all for white pages. Which
all right, I'm not a page. I want to preface this. I'm not a page quality guy. Like that's the lowest on my thing, but
this off-white starts to bother me a little bit, but I'll do it based on, it depends on the book and the price, obviously. But anything lower than that, it's got to be like, if I have cream to off-white, it's because it's like a mega key, and I just wasn't spending the money for the grade I wanted. So
correct, right.
So,
Dave, we do have I don't want to cut you off, Matt, real quick, but we do have a question towards you, Dave.
Oh, you mean this one? This one right here? Yes, I am. So,
so what's the skinny on that, Dave? What do you?
Well, I pulled the trigger on quite an upgrade last night on Thorough's auction. So now I have some equity to go get something else or just sell it. So yeah, this is for sale. 3.5. Old case, definitely has some pressable defects in there. So more info to come. That's for sure.
Everybody's looking for a nice 129. Hit up Dave. There you go.
Awesome.
Which, in my opinion, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me, is the second biggest book of the Bronze Age, right? Like if Hulk 181 is the biggest book of the Bronze, that by far. And I do think though that is still undervalued if you look at Hulk 181 to ASM 129. There's a big discrepancy
100%
in the dollar value, but it's a great book to have, man. Absolutely.
And it's crazy when you think about that, again, not to make it Spidey centric, but that run from 119 to like 130 ish, how many first appearances and deaths you get in that run, it's absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, it's good stuff. I'm happy I got the majority of it now.
That's right. Dave, one last thing. We'll hit you up, but you're on Instagram, right?
Yep, same name. Dave in the Cave One.
Dave in the Cave One. There you go. So Gamma Comics Collector, hit him up if you're interested on Instagram. He's there for you. And then Matt, you got the FF Annual 6, right?
And
got it for a steal, which is great. Is that it for the mail calls, or you got anything else?
I showed it last night. I bought this from Gary, and
I can't wait to talk about this.
I think it was like, I don't know. Last night I showed it, and I was like, I put it right down. But I'm like so happy to have this in the collection, and it was one that it was on my 2020 list, and I just kept saying to myself, I'm like, that book is priced high right now. I don't want to buy it. Then all of a sudden they came out with some crazy news about Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, forget it. I'm never going to get this book because it's going to stay hot for how long? So all of a sudden I'm watching you guys with Very Gary, and he flashes this in the just kind of like in, just in passing. And I just immediately just sent him a message. And while he's on the show, he sells it to me.
Yes, I totally knew something was going on. Like all of a sudden,
you got a little distracted in the middle of the show.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Well, here's what happened, Matt. You weren't commenting anymore. Like I was watching the comments
because I always comment. Yeah,
you do. You absolutely do, and your comments are great, and we thank you for that. But you're commenting, and you're going, and all of a sudden there's like a lull, and all of a sudden I look at Gary, and Gary's like this. And he's kind of in there, and I'm going back and forth, and I'm thinking to myself, he's buying that book. Somebody's right now. But hey, man, that's what this is good for, right?
Yeah. So it was good. He gave me a good fair price, and that's always you can say about Gary. Fair prices. I was happy, to pay it. It was, and I was like, when I got it, I was just so happy. I was like, I've wanted this book for so long because Ghost Rider is another favorite of mine, something I collected early on and just always have followed. And I have, Ghost Rider 1. I have Marvel Spotlight 6, and I just always circled around 5, Marvel Spotlight 5. Right. It's like, it's an expensive book, and it just seems like, is it overpriced right now because everybody's waiting for that news, and I just another opportunity where it's like it's a good price. I just had to do it. I was like, gotta pull the trigger. So.
You're hearing a lot about him lately, whether it's one incarnation over another, where it's going to pop up as far as Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus. I mean, it's all for naught. I mean, he's going to pop up somewhere. It's just a matter of time.
And they're going to do it right. I feel like it's going to be done right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely should be good. Roger, we have something about villains that you did.
Yeah, Batman Bonator. I don't know how you say that. I was asking who our favorite Batman villain is.
Okay.
I don't know if he's necessarily a Batman villain other than just DC in general, but mine is Deathstroke by far.
Yep. Right. We'll go around a turn. We'll go. So Deathstroke, my favorite Batman villain would probably be Mr. Freeze, but my favorite 3 DC villains would be Black Adam, Sinestro. Well, you know what? It's tough because they'd all be tied. It would be Deathstroke, Black Adam, and Sinestro, and then I'll throw Mr. Freeze in there too. So those would probably be my favorite like DC villains, you know. So I don't know. Dave, what about you for Batman villains?
Yeah, there you go.
and it's not even close.
Not even close, right? There you go.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Do you characterize her as a villain now? I mean, she's kind of playing both sides of the fence. So
definitely.
You can characterize her whatever you want, Dave.
Yes, and I will. Don't you worry.
Matt, how about you? Who's your favorite?
I'm just gonna keep it simple. Not a hot take here. Joker. I mean,
okay.
You know, just between the movies growing up, you know, Jack Nicholson. I mean,
of course,
right. And then, you know, going forward, I mean, and even in the comics, I mean, iconic covers. It just, to me, that's just a no-brainer. I mean, I know it's not a hot take, but it's, you know.
Right, no, but it's fair because there's so many different iterations of him.
Yeah,
there's so many different iterations of Joker.
Right.
You know, for me, it would be Cesar Romero because I grew up to Batman, you know, 66. And each Batman has they always talk about, or not Batman, each Joker has a significant different laugh, whether it's Batman the Animated Series, Batman Brave and the Bold, and wait till you see Joker on Harlequin because he's even great too, you know? So real cool. So you guys have been watching for a while. We're going to take another break. We've got a little thing we want to show about Rocket Comics one more time, and I'm going to break out the mystery box. Ooh. So this is my first time, so I'm popping my cherry with this mystery box. So let's find out a little bit about Rocket Comics again, and then we'll get ready. Here we go.
Such a groovy little jam that is.
I'm digging that. I'm digging these commercials, guys.
Nice smooth sounds, you know. All right, so
smooth jazz sound.
That's right. The silky smooth ass sounds on a Sunday afternoon here, folks. All right, so this is my first mystery box. I have never purchased a mystery box. I should have gotten in on the 2.0. Other mystery boxes I don't really mess around with. But you know, I don't know how to say this, so I'm saying this properly. But I see what Torpedo Comics is doing. I see their books. I see their promotion. So, you know, I'm definitely behind them as far as purchasing something from them. Like, I'm sure if I called them tomorrow and bought a big book, I'd have it very soon. So, you know, when I go to Las Vegas, which I haven't been to Vegas in years, I will definitely go there. So I did jump on this, and I think a bunch of us bought it. But a lot of people didn't get theirs in, right? Dave, you bought one.
Nope, mine's stuck in. I mean, I'm in New Jersey, but the Postal Service they're going through it right now. So, you know, I'm not going to talk trash, but you know, it'll probably be here tomorrow. It's fine.
Exactly. Now, Matt, you purchased one too?
Yep, I did. Okay. I'm waiting on that, so I have no idea where it is. So I'm probably going to look at that when we finish the show to see exactly where it is. So hopefully this week. Hopefully I get it this week.
All right. We do want to give a shout out to a new subscriber, Magoo Fitzfarter. Love it.
Nice.
Love it. Thank you very much. Shout out to Discovery Bay for sending things your way. So, all right. So it came yesterday. It also came with another package. My wife is like, I thought we were supposed to be on a buying freeze. I'm like, I bought this months ago. And this is
an old one.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It was just stuck. And she's like, yeah, you're full of it.
The good old buying freeze.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the box itself. And I'll tell you, I just love the box itself. Very nice. I'm definitely going to keep it. You know, made very well.
Let's put you up big, Otto. Let me see if I can. There we go. Gotcha.
There we go. The box is made well. It's actually numbered. So this is actually box number 244. Ooh. All right. And what was there? 1,000 guys?
600.
600. Okay. So this was about halfway through the run. A great place to put one of the
it's true.
Right? A great place to put a grand prize. See, now if Roger was here, he'd be doing this, but he's not.
Yeah.
So
don't cut yourself.
exactly. Not that good with
we
tools.
we don't normally let Otto play with knives.
Yeah, we don't let Otto play with knives, especially on Sunday afternoons after 2 or 3 Tito's. So
Nice.
So we got good luck, Otto. We got there. Oh, Very Gary's got 2 coming in.
He's got the
Spider-Man boots going on tonight at 8 o'clock. Yes. He's live unboxing.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
I did one of those last week.
All right. So Very Gary's going live tonight, 8 o'clock on his channel. You guys support him. I'm definitely going to be in the live chat. All right. So I'm going to go through this step by step, and we're going to have to see what happens, right? We're going to have to see what happens, because I know there's not a 9.8 slab in here. They send you a picture, guys, right? Is that what they do?
That's Polaroid.
Right, so if there's a Polaroid in here, I'll be happy. All right. So I'm opening the box. The box is good. All right. So the first thing I have is a looks like a Dan Slott and Fantastic Four #1 variant, done signed by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos.
Wow, that's a nice book.
Actually, it's a very cool book. So book I've never seen. Dan Slott signature, Humberto Ramos. This is Fantastic Four #1, the variant. Oh, I like that. All right,
that's cool.
All right, so that was sitting on top of the books, and now we've got it's all wrapped up in this right here. I want to save this box though.
So there's no picture, no Polaroid.
Yeah. The Polaroid's usually taped to the top of the box.
Top of the box.
No,
as soon as you open it up.
Yeah, it would be right there.
I'll give you a Polaroid you can put on there, make it feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see what's in the box. So Polaroid, I didn't know that. All right. All right.
Nice Knights of Ren. I agree. I agree.
This thing is wrapped in tight. All right. Don't think there's any slabs in it, but let's see. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
All right, he's got something good.
He's happy.
This is a variant which I've never owned, but I will show that off. X-Men.
Ooh, Mark Brooks. Beautiful.
Love Mark Brooks.
Brooks, right?
Yeah, Mark Brooks.
God, I hope Mark Brooks is going to be at Terrificon. Oh my God. I hope Terrificon happens.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And if Terrificon does happen, I'm going to have Mark Brooks, because I was looking for a book to have Mark Brooks sign.
That's awesome. I think that's the 90s variant. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. All right, so I'll take that. Okay. Of course, I'll take it. I mean, it's in the box itself. So.
You paid for it.
You don't have a choice.
So we have something else here, which I'm not familiar with, but it's an Archie cover, Archie 700.
All right.
I don't know much about that. So somebody must be driving my dog nuts. I apologize, but definitely got the female motif going on right there. All right. Next book is a book I've never seen, and I hope Dave knows a little bit about it, because he is our Spider-Man aficionado. So it is a Spider-Man variant, Dave.
Ooh, here we go.
All right.
No, never saw that one. That's nice.
Spider-Man #1.
Spectacular. That's
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It looks like Joe Kubert and Andy Kubert did it. So
nice.
I don't know about this. So we've got that right there. Doc Ock.
That's cool.
Cool cover, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Justin nailed that. Your Archie cover looks like Ryan Kincaid.
Oh, see, all right, Ryan Kincaid. There we go. All right, so I'll show those two off again.
Yeah, cool, very cool.
Yeah. Yep. All right, and now we've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, right here.
That's
right
cool.
There.
It's cool cover, yeah. It's a good cover too. Yeah.
Okay, and then the rest, and I've got 2 books right here. I've got a hardcover right there.
That's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. And then I've got this compendium right there, Fallen Angels.
Very nice.
Cover right there. So that is my mystery box. I'm happy to get a couple of them. Obviously I was hoping for, a Hulk 181, because you can always have another one, And my torpedo box. So that's one down. So somebody else has got to have their stuff in there, but I definitely walked off with a nice Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos autograph. I've got the Mark Brooks cover. Pretty happy about that. So that's my mystery box. And Hey, you win some, you lose. It's Vegas. I gamble. I'm a gambler. Take a chance. I'm definitely going to buy another one from them the next time they do it. And this one sold out in a hot minute, though, right, guys?
Very quick. Yeah,
a day, if that.
I don't even think it was a day. Yeah, I don't even think.
I think it was like hours. Yeah. So as you guys know, we hit 1,250 subscribers last week. So we are going to do our 1,250 subscriber giveaway on our next show, which is going to be next Friday night, either 8 or 9 o'clock. We don't know. But one of our very good friends from Instagram, Mr. Wonkers, as we like to call him, Randy Sloan, sent me a package the other day. And he goes, "Hey, Otto," he goes, "I want you to have this. Use this for your 1,500 subscriber giveaway."
Oh,
and,
nice.
He sent that to me, and we're going to check out what it is. And oh my God, look at this. It's very cool. It comes wrapped up in this.
That's awesome.
Kind of, look at this. Roger's going to love this. So we've got this cool little superhero, looks like a sheet from back in the day. And it's a slab.
Wow. Ooh, hey now.
But look, Raj, look at this. A pack of Kiss trading cards sealed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Does he know me or what?
Yeah, look at that. All right. So now this is a slab. And it is, oh my God, it's a 982.
Wow.
This is dope. Oh my God. This is an X23 variant, the Women of Marvel variant, done by I can't say Djurjevic. Am I saying that right?
Djurjevic, yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Very nice.
All right. So shout out to one of the coolest cats on Instagram, Mr. Wonkers and his Spider-Man.
Thank you, bud.
That's dope.
Look at the back too. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very cool.
That is awesome. Cool.
This is cool. We got to take a look at that again.
That's very nice.
Yeah, man. All right. So this will be up for when we're going for 1,500. I've got more books from Rocket Comics to do. I got another.
Give it away too.
What's that? Hey. Oh yeah. Know that, Raj.
Guy I work with just subbed up to our show and collect Funko Pops. He said, "Hey, I got something for your 1,500 giveaway." So we're adding this to the pile.
Right, nice. So we're not going to quite do right now. We're at we're sitting around 1,250. Next weekend, hopefully, I will do our 1,500 subscriber giveaway. And as always, in the 1,500 subscriber giveaway, you just hashtag 3MIB to enter. The details will be in it. We've got this. We've got that Funko. We've got 5 more books. So we've got 7 items that we're going to give away, and that's going to be it. So, guys, I'd like to keep it to an hour. We're just a little bit over an hour, plus we started a little bit late, but man, this has been a lot of fun. Yeah. This has been a great time. Matt, you got anything coming up? Any live shows planned, or what do you got going on for your channel? Any videos?
I might do if depending on when that box comes and nobody's got any mega prizes yet that everybody knows about, I might jump on and do the box live.
Nice. Matt, let me know. I'll do it with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then I want to do that video about Quasar. I have a bunch of notes. I'm trying to put something smart together, make myself seem like I know what I'm talking about. So.
Exactly. That's all the preparation, right? It's like the magic of Hollywood, Yep.
And that's it. I think I'm gonna do the same as Otto's buying freeze. I don't know if it's really gonna be a freeze, but definitely gonna stick to some lower price books for a little while right now and just fill in some runs and stuff like that. That's it.
I have a few people I have to pay off. Very Gary. But anyway. Right, you got some mail calls coming in? You always got mail calls coming in.
Me? Yeah, I should have some stuff. I bought some stuff on the Thoreau's auction last night. A couple lots, big lots.
What about the Big To Do? Did you win anything from the Big To Do? Last night, Raj, from Comic Tunes and Toys with TiVo and the Big To Do?
Oh yes, I did. I forgot about those. I think I won 3 or 4 books there. Plus, I bought one of those McFarlane Spider-Mans. I thought it was pretty cool. I think TiVo did a great job.
I do too.
I think Mike benefited greatly. I don't think he realized the how successful it was going to be. I mean, there was 130 to 150 people there the entire time, and they probably could have kept going for another 2 hours, and they still would have had that.
Yeah,
and I think that once the rhythm started getting down and people understood that you had to wait until he put go in there, I think it went real smooth, and it was good that all right, here's the order, done, no arguing.
That's right. But you know what? At one point, TiVo had to be like, I'm not starting until you guys stop. Like, you can't claim. You haven't said claim yet, you know? So it was definitely shout out to TiVo for doing a great job moderating that. And, you know, King of the Golden State, Justin, myself, were trying to delete posts because people are like claiming stuff. And we're like, no, dude, just follow the simple rules, right? Like,
take a breath.
Like a kid when you were in recess, who they'd all line up, but he'd have half a foot over the line, you know? Oh, dude, you can't go yet. You can't go. So, and then Dave, you got mail calls coming in.
Oh, this buying freeze that everybody's speaking of, I think I might have to start it. But yes, I have a big book coming to probably this week. I'll throw a video up about that. I have 2 videos dropping this week, so I put together a small CGC invoice. So I'll walk you through the books that I sent in, and I'm actually putting the finishing touches up on my room tour. So finally,
right? Is it Dave in the Cave 1 on YouTube or just Dave in the Cave?
Dave in the Cave here on YouTube, Dave in the Cave 1 on Instagram, and that's where you'll find me.
That's right, absolutely. So just so you know, 3 Men in the Basement. Absolutely. Well, let's not forget about Very Gary going live tonight at 8:00.
Yes,
see you guys there.
Yeah.
Lords of the Long Box Tuesday, most likely Wednesday this week. So, during this whole situation that we have with the COVID-19, it's glad to see so many people coming together on YouTube and putting together some great stuff, because, network television isn't great. You can only watch the Tiger King so many times. You're picking and choosing what's on Netflix. And, you can spend all day, and there is good content out there. So, sub up to everybody, because it does take a little while to put this all together, and we're just having a great time. So, we'll probably just do another live sale next Saturday. Keep it coming, right? I'm sure, man.
Some good books.
So much for that freeze. So much for that buying freeze.
Yeah, right.
Last 12 hours.
That's already off. That's already done. All right.
Peter DeLuca is asking a question. Any of you guys own a Showcase 22? I do not.
No.
No, not at this time.
I own one in my brain.
Right. Exactly. All right. We're going to sign off, guys. It's been a great time. So we're going to be live next Friday night between 8 or 9 o'clock. Lords of the Long Box this weekend. Very Gary tonight. Check out Dave in the Cave's video. Check out his channel. Sub up to Matt Forge. You should be blowing up right now. Check out the video from last night. The Butcher. It's been a great time. Matt, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it, guys.
Dave, thanks for producing. Raj, thanks for joining in as always.
Rest in peace, Guru.
Yes. Guru. So on behalf of my brothers at Lords of the Long Box, on behalf of all my brothers at 3 Men in the Basement, I am Otto, and I am out. Peace.
Everybody.